You know, as filmmakers, we need a lot of gear to produce the videos that you guys watch and that we make. One of those things is a camera, sure, but when you're out shooting, you need a mode of transportation for all that gear. Camera bags are a big thing when it comes to the filmmaking and TV industry, and it's one of our biggest pet peeves. We want the perfect camera bag. Do I think that exists? No, but I think we might have gotten close. Whether that be a bag that you're using for a big travel shoot or just an everyday backpack, I think I found two bags that work, and I think I might have found my favorite one. So I guess we're gonna find out right now. So luckily in the film industry, we have the option to pick between a lot of camera bags, different brands, different styles. Now, that is when I discovered a different bag. Now, one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, Peter McKinnon. Great YouTuber, filmmaker, photographer, fantastic. That is when I discovered that Peter McKinnon and Nomatic were teaming up to release this bag here. Now, this bag is great, but not only is it $400, I used it, I took it to Colorado, and it was great because, well, and I wouldn't say it was great. Take that back. I took it to Colorado, and it did its job, but it weighs 1,000,000 pounds, and I have a problem of overpacking with it. You see, when you have a bag this size, and you're filling it with gear, you're going to fill it. But when that happens, you're filling it with unnecessary items. There's things you don't need. Let's say you're packing a bag to go out and film for the day, just go film with friends. Just film some stuff, vlog. You don't need a wireless lav system, a 7200 f2.8 lens, a camera strap, a small pocket light, which you might need this. This thing's pretty handy, so maybe I would throw it in there. There's just a lot you don't need. But also, you don't need a 35-liter bag that is made to hold clothes, which, I'll be honest, I didn't really think through. I'm just a sucker for something that has someone's name on it like this. That's just me. So to all you marketing people, you win. But I love the back access. But here's where this is where the problem ensues. Going out to film a daily vlog, you don't need all of this gear. This is unnecessary. I don't need all of this stuff. It's just unnecessary equipment that I'm packing, adding weight to my shoulders, because this thing weighs probably at least 25 pounds. Unnecessary. And I think that's getting in the way of getting the shot. So, did I spend $400 on this bag? Sure I did. Did I spend $350 on the smaller version of the same bag? Sure I did. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see if the Peter McKinnon Nomatic Everyday Camera Pack is truly what it is, if it's better than this bag, and we're going to see how we can configure it to make it work for everyday travel. So the Everyday Camera Pack is 25 liters. This bag here is 35 liters, so it's 10 liters less. This has no expansion on it. This has an expansion area kind of like a suitcase would. Now this bag starts at $299, while this one starts at $399, so it's a full $100 less. But then when you start adding stuff, you have some upgrade options. So you can get the bag only for $299. You can get the bag plus dividers for $334, which is what I opted for. I opted for the dividers, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Then you can get the bag with a small cube, because in this is a ladder system. We'll talk about all of this. You can get a bag with 2 small cubes and a bag with 1 large cube. The 1 small cube is $344, 2 small cubes is $389, and 1 large cube is $369. This is 19 inches tall, this is 22 inches tall, so you lose some height. This is 3 pounds empty, this is a full 5 pounds empty. So this is 2 pounds heavier empty. And once you add a DSLR, 3 lenses, a 7200, which is 10 pounds almost on its own. No, it's not, I don't know how it is. A G7X, all your other crap, it starts to get heavier. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna open this bag up, we're gonna take a look at it, we're gonna try to configure it, we're gonna see what we can do. The divider kit. like I said, I opted for the divider kit, which was only $334. Now, yeah, divider kit. And the very beautiful, everything thought through, Peter McKinnon Nomatic bag. That's 1 point lost to Nomatic. It smells like a thrift store. And here we have the Everyday Camera Pack. So, first things first, talk about the configure option. I don't like the cubes design, I'm not a fan of that, so I opted for the dividers. So if we open this up, we can talk about how the inside works. Much easier zippers, by the way. These zippers, waterproof, pain in the ass. Open this up. There's a couple ways to configure this. So there's one small cube that can fit here, and then you can pull this out, and that puts more room in the loft, which is open, which is accessible here. So yeah, you can get one small cube that fits here, and then you can expand this. Or you can close this. Okay, this is kind of... And you could put two small cubes, or you can do one large cube, or like I did the divider kit, and fill this bag out. Now, this loft is completely removable. Undo the buttons in the Velcro here, and you can undo it. And I'll talk through the way I plan to configure this when we get to that point. Then up here in the top, oh, this is interesting. They changed this from the videos. So before, these were divided. So in the Kickstarter campaign, I guess it would be, these were divided down the middle. So there was two pockets on each side. I think I prefer that, but I'm okay with this. This is still cool. So yeah, that's kind of the inside. Now, the thing about this backpack is that this will allow me to take everything I need for a day's shoot without having to wear out my bag. Like, look how much smaller this bag is in comparison, and we'll look at that in a minute. Next thing, this one stands up on its own. This one kind of does, but when you start adding too much weight, it gets crazy. Now, another thing I love about this bag is there's two water bottle slots instead of just the one on this bag. Now, that way I can have a tripod and a drink instead of having a tripod and nowhere to put a drink, especially on a travel bag. That kind of sucks. So it's either you get a drink or a tripod. Which one? And most of us would probably opt for the tripod, but MacBook slot. I don't know if I would always take my MacBook on a day shoot, but it probably wouldn't be bad to throw in there occasionally. Like I said, the loft up here, which I'll explain all of this in my ideas. There are two little pouches up here in the sides that you can put stuff in, I guess. And then of course there's these little clips up here which you can strap stuff to the front. And this was one of the complaints I always saw, was there was none of the straps. Now on the, without spilling stuff everywhere. So as you can see, these on the front of this bag, it's the same design. They didn't include any of these. Now these are going to go on this bag because I'm probably not going to use this bag as often. So these I'm going to transition over, and they are on the sides too, and they're also on the sides of this other bag, but they only give you two, and you can buy a set of two. But if I'm strapping anything up here, it's my gimbal, my Ronin. I probably won't ever have a tripod big enough for that. If I do, it'll be my vlogging Joby, or I probably won't ever really bring like my big tripod on a day's shoot like that. So yeah, of course it's got the pass-through for your luggage. That's the great thing. It's got the Pete's Pirate Life on there. Let's go ahead and open up the dividers. Okay, opening up the dividers. There are small ones, even smaller ones, another even smaller one, a large one. So there's 3 of the small ones, 2 of the larger ones, and then there's your main ones that form the camera compartment. Which these are a different length, and I heard about this in one of the videos. So we'll see. I don't really know how the hell that's gonna work. I think the reason this one's longer is because it concaves in to fit the camera in it. Because when you do this and then you shrink this down, yeah, that's when they line up. So they do that so that way you can fit the grip of your camera in it, which I think people overreacted too quickly on. A lot of the stuff they kind of overreacted quickly on, but you know, that's just new products. There's the dividers. Now I got a bunch of extra dividers from this other bag that aren't in there. They're just in one of the compartments, so they're being used. So we'll see if we can use those. One of the things that Peter McKinnon did, and I thought was really cool, is he removed the loft completely, and then he had one cube here pointed up and then another small cube here sideways. So then when he opened the top, he could reach into the small cube and everything is at the ready. Because what's important is, as vloggers, as people out on the streets vlogging, we want to be able to get to our gear quickly without having to pull out the camera, throw the mic on, then the tripod, then you're ready. That's unnecessary, you're going to miss the shot. Here is my goal, to fill this with all my gear. Once I'm out, build my camera, and then use the loft to sit my camera in with the mic on. So unscrew the Joby, stick it on, whatever. Pull my camera out, screw my Joby on, boom. That's the goal. So we're gonna see if we can fit it up here, but I don't think it's gonna fit. If it doesn't fit, I'm really not concerned about it. I mean, if I'm out vlogging, I'm probably not gonna pack my camera away and put it up. Worst case scenario, I'll use the straps on the front and strap it. So after far too much time reconfiguring and configuring this bag, I finally figured out, I think, what is the best for me. And over the summer while I'm testing it all out, that's when I'll really know if it's the way I want it to be. And that'll be to find out eventually. But overall, which bag would I recommend? That is kind of the question right now. I would 100% say it's up to you. I mean, it's whatever bag that you think you need. Do you need a bag that you can take on an airplane, that you can pack 3 to 5 days worth of clothes in? Are you going to be constantly traveling now, or are you going to and from the office, throwing this in the back of your car, shooting some vids, you know what I mean? So it's whatever your use case is. If you need a long travel bag, I would recommend this bag. If you need an everyday office bag, I would recommend this bag. That's 100% up to you and what you need. Now, even if you are traveling on an airplane, this bag will do the job as long as you don't need to carry clothes in it. If you're not bringing a suitcase, maybe besides this and a carry-on, which I think this is a carry-on. I don't think this qualifies as a personal item on most airlines. This might not hold enough clothes for you. I would say if you don't want any clothes on the airplane at all, I would go for this bag and then use a suitcase for your clothes. Now, I've had this bag for a while, almost 2 years maybe 3. I've had this bag for a long time. It's been to Colorado, it's been on a bunch of shoots, it's been everywhere. But what I find the worst about this bag is how heavy it gets. I would carry it to and from school, into school, shooting height videos, and it would just, my shoulders would kill. It just is so heavy. Now the waist strap, I did have to add at some point, and it did help with that, but I don't want to have to worry about the waist strap in order to make sure the bag does not hurt my back. It's really heavy when you cram it full of gear. And what I found half the time is the gear that I have in here, I wasn't even using on every shoot. It was unnecessary gear. So I would say, if you are looking for a bag that you don't need a bunch of stuff, you need a camera, a drone, maybe a point and shoot, an extra lens, and some tech, some chargers and stuff, go for this bag. It's just overall, I mean, you can still strap a gimbal here, a tripod, you can put whatever you want here, and you have the 2 water bottle slots instead of just the 1 water bottle slot, and then in this bag you have the side access, which I never used. So I would say in terms of versatility and usage, I would go for this bag. $100 more for the ginormous bag, I don't know, depends on what you need it for. I will say though, having both bags will be nice though, because let's say this is my to and from vlogging office bag. I still have the option if like we're going to New York, which if we are going to New York and I'm filming that, I'm bringing this. I'm not walking around New York City with this big ass bag. Now, though, like the Colorado trip, throwing this in the back of the buggy, the ATV, UTV, whatever the hell it's called. And links to both of these bags, accessories, and all of that, and the Nomatic website is in the description. Of course, this is not any paid advertisement, but everything's linked below if you want to check either one of these bags out. Okay, so now it's the part you all want to know. How did I lay this bag out? What is in here? In this bag, if you want to see how I laid it out and what's in here, check out What's in My Camera Bag 2023. I will link the video in the description when it comes out. I haven't even filmed it yet. Thank y'all for watching. That is my overall review of the Peter McKinnon Everyday Camera Bag, 25 liters, and the qualitative difference between the 35 liter camera pack. Thank you guys for watching the video. We'll see you in another one. Bye, everybody.